2003 Dodge Ram 2500. It happens to be a diesel version. So the projects on this car includes front LED lights and front fog lights LED. So that's been done. That's straightforward. Just note that every time you turn on your high beams, your fog lights will go out. That's just factory. That's the way it is. To take out these light bulbs, there's 2 screws here and 1 screw here. Those are 10 millimeters and some Phillips here. And it's a 9007 bulb to the top and a 9006 for the fog lights. Make sure you try to do this with some ample light and don't do it by yourself in the middle of nowhere, because you're going to drop screws and it's going to be rough to get back. And so that's that. What else? We did a backup camera for this car. To do the backup camera, we bought the one that goes into the latch version. And so you open this plastic up, and then underneath there's a few more bolts, and take off the cover, and then you can run it. It's pretty straightforward. I greased everything up, and then ran the wire down here, and the wire is down there already. Then what I did is I opened up the 7-pin trailer, and then I tapped into the purple with black stripe. That's your reverse wire. This is going to the backup camera, and this is going straight to the radio. And then I put it in 6mm conduits to run all the way to the front. And then I'm going to ground it somewhere here. And then I'm going to basically tape all this back up. And so the conduit wires run with the factory wire next to the gas tank. You're going to need to use a coat hanger to get it all across. It's a better deal with 2 people. And then when you get over to here, so you have 2 options. One going towards the brake cable, brake lever of the front, or the transmission cable, or underneath the driver's seat, there's a piece of cover. You gotta pry that cover open, and then get your conduit in there, and it'll come out right here, and you run it across, and then take this out. Taking this out, you just pull it, it'll come out, and then you can see the conduit there. Make sure you run it over the frame, not under the frame. And then the conduit, then the wires come out here. I ran basically 2 wires. One is the red, which is for the reverse signal back there, and then the video signal running across here, into here, and then into the radio. And then you have reverse for the radio. And that's a project. The next project for this car is, oh, by the way, so that's an Android radio, one of the newest ones. You can pretty much do everything with it. This is happens to be an Infinity audio system, like the Larion edition. So basically, you have an Infinity OEM, what is it? Factory radio deep inside the dashboard. To take that factory amplifier out is about a 8-hour job. However, I lucked out with this Android radio. This Android radio has a special output called a CAN bus output, and that output actually feeds into the computer to turn on that amplifier. I really lucked out. Without that special radio, then a regular radio doesn't have that output. It won't turn on that amplifier, and to rewire the whole car would be hours and hours and hours of craziness. So we lucked out there. So make sure if you do anything with the Infinity symbol, you got to do research on original amplifiers. So that's the backup camera. What else did we do? Oh, so this thing is notorious for having the dashboard broken in on these cars. So we bought this thing called Dash Skin. It's about $180, and there is a color code to it. So there's a color code here, and the last 2 digits is one of these numbers. I think it's the DV. Gives you this like some kind of color, and the instructions are when you put that on, also use silicone, and then wipe your dash clean so the silicone can stick. And then it says leave it in the sun so the silicone can ooze out easier. So that's what we're doing right now. Then the dash skin's going to get on, and then after that I will put the cover on, and the radio comes with a GPS transducers thing, so I have to do everything and then put the transducer on, then I'll be done. At the same time, I ran wires for the new Escort Passport, something like the newest model, like a $500 radar detector. So the wire is ran here, runs over there, goes to the pillar, and come out. And by the way, this car doesn't have fuses inside the car like every other car. All the fuses are outside. So I just tapped into the cigarette lighter fuse. So that's that. I'm not pulling a lot of amperage, so it should be okay. What other projects? So owner says that the driver's side dome light is bad. So open it up. The dome light switch is broken, and Dodge doesn't sell you just that one switch. They want you to sell the whole wiring harness to it. So it's like $40 deal. On eBay, the lowest you can get is still $40, and then the whole unit is like $90 used with everything, with the compass up there. But if you put this car onto Amazon, it gives you Honda Ridgeline buttons, and those buttons fit exactly, but you have to solder out some connections to make it work. So that's what I'm planning to do. And then the sun visor on the passenger side is coming down, and I'm doing research how to fix that. The other problem is, next problem is the driver's side, the front passenger side window switch has issues where it doesn't roll down the front passenger window. I replaced the switch, it didn't fix the problem. So my problem is not the switch. My problem is either wires that are bad in here or wires that are bad in that door, because they're notorious that every time you open these doors, these wires get frayed and they break. And so it's either the switch is bad or I gotta cut wires. So I'm gonna put a continuity meter here and start measuring each wire from both sides and see which wire doesn't connect, because the switch I got is a known good switch and it didn't fix the problem. What else are we doing to this car? We got the backup camera. Oh, so for the radio, the only thing we can add more to it is a microphone, which I haven't did yet. But it does. The radio has its built-in built-in microphone. And every connection I put out has been dielectric grease, and every screw has triple guard grease, like the marine version, so the screws will never rust. And every connection I've did has been soldered. And anything that's running across metal has 6mm conduit, this kind of material that's protecting the wires. This stuff here, when it rubs against the frame, it won't cause you a short in the middle of nowhere 10 years from now. Alright, thanks for watching. Oh, this car has like 230,000 miles or something.